Hi, I'm Rosie Davies. I'm the founder and owner of District Fitness in London, and I'm the managing partner at Friday And.
My name is Stacy Bregman. I play in the Ladies European Tour. Created a company called Stay Cool. It's just a sun protection sleeve company. The sun is becoming so strong around the world, and also being a professional athlete and sports person, I take great care in looking after my skin.
I was training at university at the local gym in Indiana, and I was a bit in two minds about whether I wanted to pursue golf professionally. And when I came back to London, I noticed there was a huge gap in the market for CrossFit gyms at the time. There was about 9 gyms inside the M25, but it was obviously booming in the States. In New York, LA, there was 300, one on every corner. So I decided, let's do that. I was totally into my CrossFit, had done it throughout college. I moved back to London and decided, right, let's set up a business.
It actually just came up a spur of the moment. One of my best friends from back home said, let's start a sun sleeve business. I mean, we see a gap in the market for it, and I think we can do this. So I kind of just said to her, if you can find the material, I'm all in. We found the most incredible material. There's certain things that some of the girls said, and guys, with the pull-up sleeves, that they didn't like and was uncomfortable with the, one size fits all. It doesn't fit properly. The material comes off the shoulder. So we try to just incorporate all the feedback that I've had from over the years and people talking and picking up on that to go, hey, let's try create a better product.
I think the difference came as we started as just one sort of CrossFit gym, and then in 2019 decided CrossFit might not be around forever, and there's just an amazing community here of people that are having their lives changed through fitness, and we want to make sure that we diversified. So the brand District became evolved, and it meant that we could scale into 2 gyms or the other sites. So the early stages were crazy. I had my CrossFit Level 1 certification, so I was taking some of the classes in between golf tournaments. We started it with one head coach and myself. Knew absolutely nothing about running a business, just learnt on my feet really, talking to landlords, what a business rate was, like what VAT was. Like, that sounds ridiculous, but when you build a site or when you build a gym, you get your price and then suddenly they slap 20% on top of it and you think, oh God, I hadn't budgeted for that.
So the early stages wasn't all hunky-dory, let me tell you. I have a few friends that have clothing businesses, and they all said, you're going to go through a few manufacturers, you're not going to get it right straight away. And we met our first CMT, she was like, oh, we can do this is easy, whatever. And oh my soul, it was a nightmare. We went from one person to the next person to the next person. And then we eventually found through a friend of ours, a huge manufacturer who does Mr. Price Sport and Woolworths in South Africa, and he deals a lot with spandex. So he understood the product, the stretch of the product, what you can do. And I mean, we just walked into his factory and it was like, wow, you just see 200 people sewing, doing things, the machines they have and how they measure how many garments they can get out of a meter and the things they can print and do. It was mind-blowing. It took about, I would say, at least 6-7 months to be able to go, Matt is the guy that we're going to work with.
I very much had this feeling of build it and they'll come in terms of the customers, which in the early days worked. It's since then the market has exploded and it's so competitive now. So I've had to learn on my feet about sales, marketing. We obviously had COVID, which was a real experience. When we went into lockdown and the gyms were shut, we very quickly pivoted to the online. So we were hosting classes on Zoom, and what we decided to do was we had 60 bits of cardio kit, and we hired a van and we drove around London dropping off a rower or a ski erg to members basically, and a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and created a new package.
Through the last few years, I've had a very good friend also by the name of JP, who's actually helped me more on the business side of Stay Cool, and he kept on pushing me and setting up the company and making sure that all the checks are right and everything, because otherwise I don't know if I would have started it completely. It was a bit of a push and I couldn't do it without my business partner Lisa Cowan. a lot of the work that she's done, because obviously I'm playing on tour and it's really hard to do meetings and all of that kind of stuff. And I thank her a lot for pushing me, and also we complement each other in this business.
You're only as good as the people that you've got working alongside you. And playing golf and running a business is difficult because you're not the person there on a day-to-day basis. So I've learnt the hard way sometimes that your name's on the door and the brunt falls with you, but actually when I'm playing 4 weeks in a row, you have to have the people there that can run the business and that you trust to be able to do that.
You can advertise as much as you like, but at the end of the day, a lot of it is seeing professional athletes in your product, loving it and wearing it and being out there and being photographed in it and saying how good this product is. That just gives me a lot of excitement. So I'm getting shivers now because it was pretty exciting at the beginning of the year when we started the Ladies Sunshine Tour. A lot of the girls came over and I mean, they bought me out. It was incredible. And just to be able to go, geez, Stace, we absolutely love it. It saved us in Sun City. The sun was so strong, you know, because it's quite a cooling material, like you can put water on it. And when you start sweating in it, it actually, with the wind, it cools you down. It's nice to hear that I didn't have to say that to them. They told me, and good feedback. And then even on tour, just seeing the girls going, nice sleeves over there, you know, and all the extra branding that I can do also on it, put sponsors, companies. There's so much you can do with it.
The idea of District was that it's servicing that local community of, you know, work hard, turn up, train hard, and then go on to do whatever else you need to do in your day. And I think that's kind of where the brand was born. Every single person is in there for a different reason, but they're all achieving little wins. And I get such an amazing feeling from that. The other thing is, we've had babies be born, we've had marriages, we've had people that would never have met in this space that I've created, and their lives have changed because of it.
I've done a collab with also a South African brand called E2. They do like all the clothing for Joburg Open. She does a lot for development. It's a very big, I think, coming South African brand in South Africa. We've collabed with Birdies for Rhinos. It's always been a huge part of my professional career, supporting the rhinos. I love animals and it's just sad to see what happens to them. Another charity that I support is Jumping Kids. They have the prosthetic legs. They've put through a lot of kids. They don't have money or finances to be able to go to school or even compete. And some of these kids they've put through have become Paralympians and medalists.
There's so much overlap and synergy between the business world, the fitness world and the golf world. Something I want to do in the future is I want to dive headfirst into creating a golf brand, and I think that there is an opportunity for a woman-first led clothing brand. I think that there's a lot of opportunity there. The big brands do it great, but that's something that I feel quite passionate about. So,
have you already started planning that?
Yeah, there's a few conversations. There's a few things happening behind the scenes.
Me being on tour for so long and that transition to like, eventually I've got to retire at some point. It's not so scary, that transition. It almost makes things a little bit easier for me. And also while I'm playing golf, I know I've also got an income and things are going to be okay.
I feel more prepared for whenever I have life after golf. I think the idea of retiring from sport can be quite daunting to players because their identity is so wrapped up in the sport. Whereas I feel that when it is my time, it hopefully will be a seamless transition because I've been doing things that I love outside of golf in terms of a second career for a while now.
It's awesome to have something else. I've always had a business mind. Everyone says I should have been an accountant or been in business in some way because I'm a wheeler and dealer. It just keeps me stimulated, and it's not only just about golf, it's also learning about other things and knowing that there's other bigger things in the world that you can also handle and do. You're not just a golfer.
You don't have to be the single person running a business, but if you've got opportunities to get into business, definitely start picking up those skills because I've been doing it for 10, 11 years, but I still don't know a lot. And it's good to get ahead of that whilst you're playing.